Hello and welcome back to Norfolk Falls. Today I'm playing with window wipers, telling you all the problems I've had with the linkages, what I've done about repairing it, and a bit of a whinge about the wiring. So if you're willing to put up with that, make sure you leave me a comment, because some of you might know what I'm doing wrong about it. Because we've got a few issues. I'll go into that probably at the end of the video, because it's a bit of a long story. Yeah, we'll do it like that. A shitty old wiper motor that I bought off eBay. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say apart from it's rusty as hell. I don't know if the motor works. The linkage is all there. My wiper motor, which my original one I took off, has a linkage problem. All of this bushing is gone, destroyed, and the very end here is missing. This is where you'd clip the wiper arm on. So my linkage is good apart from that bit. So I'm just going to have a look, see if I can just transfer that bit of arm over, or if I'm going to have to put my motor onto that frame after I've cleaned it up, because I think that may be what I end up doing. I know that this motor's good. I put it straight to the battery and yeah, she works. The rest of the wiring, as you know from previous videos, is still a mess. I still can't get my head around it, and that's pretty much where I am. The "ooh, I'm super excited, I've figured it out" video, completely because I was so blinded and like blinkered to the fact that the blowers and the roof electrics wasn't working. So you follow all the wiring back. You start in the roof, you follow the wiring back through the pillar into your dash, follow it a few times around the fuse box, and eventually you work out that the power is meant to come through the hazard switch. Okay, which is what I said in the previous video. If I look at a wiring diagram, I haven't got the wiring diagram for a Q cab, but I've got it for an LP cab, or an AP cab. Yeah, it's an AP cab, which I thought in theory should be the same sort of components go into it. I don't really know why I'm trying to get power through my hazard switch, because I got a new one and I was all excited, like, oh, it's finally come. It was too much money on eBay, because if I wanted a brand new one going through New Holland, Ernest Days, whatever, they gave me a quote of 70 quid for a new switch. Then I needed some sort of adapter harness, which was going to be another 20 quid. All of that plus that, and I thought, nah, surely I can find one on eBay. Spent hours looking on eBay for just random parts. I found a couple of bits like the rotten window wiper, which is all that I want. Which, no, this has got all I need. This is fantastic. I'm happy with that. I just realised this is a little bit different. But the hazard switch, finally found it, says it's in good working condition. So I found myself putting it in. I'm not sure if I'm going to include the clip. So I plugged the new one in, and the current one that's in it does actually operate the hazards, but it doesn't give me power back down the circuit from what I understood was going to be the power circuit to the roof. I plugged the new hazard switch in, and it, hazard switch. I've got no other bulbs on, so I put my current hazard switch on, and it goes tick, 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 tick all day long. Put the new one on, tick. And so I've sent that back, because that was far too much. You can see why I'm just very confused. And I wish there was a way that I could show you the wiring. It's so it confuses me what I'm doing wrong. I'm asking other people, and they haven't come back to me yet. But we'll get to the bottom of it. But at the same time, I learned from bypassing the switch like I did in that overexcited video, that if I just bypass it, the whole thing works. So I'm really tempted to find another ignition live power source and remove that wire from the hazard switch and put in my own off the ignition. The only thing that really stopped me on that is Dad really didn't like that idea. He wants to keep it original, which I can understand, and also it was put in that circuit for a reason like that, which I can agree. But if I don't find a solution for it soon, because it's driving me around the twist, I'm just going to put the wire in. You know, I've got no end of fuses going through. I think to power the roof, by following the circuit back to a power source, to get to the roof, it goes through 3 fuses to start with. So if I go off of a fused live anyway, off the ignition, I don't really see a problem. But hey, we shall see. Dad wants to find out a little bit more. I agree, let's find out a bit more. So anyway, back to all this. So the hazard switch, red herring. I'm so blinded by wanting to find a solution. I backfed like the powers, all really confusing. So on the eBay travels I find this, which is utterly rusty and scabby. This is, this will be fine. I can actually get the linkage to move a little bit, but it's a little bit gummy. So I reckon we chuck it in a bucket. So what I'm going to do is whack it in the vise. I'm going to take the motor off. Then all the hardware, I'm going to stick it in a bucket. I'm going to stick this in with the arm on still, because I believe you just push a little clip and that should pull off the end, from what I've read on forums. But I'm going to give it a soak before I try that, because I don't need to snap another wiper. Same as this. There's no point. But I have noticed that possibly this is from a later Q cab. This might even be off a Super Q, because this is a little bit different to mine. Because if you look here, I've just got a hole where it all sits together and goes through, and it's all sort of crushed together. That's fine. I look at the new one, there's a whole bush assembly here, which is the broken bit which I got there, which fills me with a little bit of hope that this is a better thing for it, especially if I lube it all up and get it all nice and de-rusted. So we'll just start on that. But this arm's utter rubbish. I'll get something else sorted for that. We'll take the motor off. So I got the motor off. There's probably nothing wrong with it. It's probably fine. So the linkage, now that I've got the motor off, I can move it all freely. Feels absolutely brilliant. I feel like soaking it in diesel might be overkill. And even, I figured out where the little switch is on this, so you can pull the wiper motor off. If I just put my little screwdriver in here, and pull it up, as you probably seized on, the clip's up, I nearly got that off actually. You know what, there's a lot less effort gone into this than I was expecting. This is brilliant. I'm already happy. Look at that. That's what it should be. Got a linkage moving it about. That works perfect. I don't think there's any reason to take this apart anymore. Oh, apart from whoever broke this up, there's the front of an old cab. They've literally just gone and cut it out. Saves them time, I guess. I've stripped out the new linkage, ready for my original motor. But the more I've looked at this, the more I've realised how different this is. Because I think this is an improved part. If you compare the two, this one is built a lot better than this one. This one's obviously broken, but there's a lot more going on with this one. There are bigger bolts. A lot of this has got 8mm bolts on. All of this is 10 or 11s. I know we're meant to be, it's all Imperial, but I haven't got Imperial scrap. Okay, I don't use Imperial. 6-sided socket and give it some beans, that works. So, all of this is only going to work with that motor. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to put this straight on the battery just to see if this works. Because what I could do is plug it into the 4610, but I've got no power to my roof, so I've got to go straight on the battery. Thankfully, the person who reclaimed this motor has left me some wires that I can make use of, which is all jolly good. So I'll just see if this works. I've got no reason it shouldn't work. I only wanted to use my original motor because I knew this one did work. But seeing as this is going to need some modification to fit onto this, or this is going to need modification to fit that, rather, I want to see if this works first. This isn't one of my greatest ideas, but it'll work. So what I'm thinking is this white one might be the earth, although that's only going off of the rest of the wires because I quite like white. With that. Nothing on that. Oh, hello. Oh. We have life. Yeah, that's a working motor. It sounds groany as hell. But I've got no reason to think it wouldn't at this age. So. Oh, that's a bit more like it. Oh, yeah, I'm going to stop doing that before I break something. But the motor works, so I think I might take that cover off and see how good the gears are in that, because it should be a worm drive or something similar. It looks, going off the grub, there's actually a crack in this where all that grease is coming out. I reckon that just needs a little bit of love. Right, we'll sort that out next. Oh, would you look at that? Look at that. Very simple. Plastic gear, which I was not expecting. But I guess that's a sort of shear. This is a little plastic bit as well. That was sort of between the spring. I'm not really sure what that's doing. Bollocks, just dropped it in. Don't know where that's meant to sit. There for a reason, but it's just a bit weird. I'm trying to be a bit careful with it and not get any more grit in it. Right. I reckon we give that a little bit of grease. Oh yeah, that grease is dry as fuck. Right. This will do it some good. just drop that little plastic bit out as well. Bollocks, come here. No, that's the screw. Where's the plastic bit gone? I'm putting it back where it came from. I've no idea what it does. It sits there though. That's where it lives. One thing that did make me smile on the linkage that I had on my tractor, as I took the motor off, they're little 8mm heads. And yeah, they've cut holes in the frame, that hole there, to get at that little screw. What I really found quite amusing was, I'll put the socket back now, but this is an 8mm, no it isn't, that's an 11. Where the hell did that socket go? Well anyway, my sockets are too fat. They cut you a nice little hole, not to get it. Like I said, I'm pretty certain that this is an improved part. I'm feeling good about it. Now, I'm not really sure what to do with it now, because I do feel like with all that surface rust, it does just need a little bit of re-primering, just for the sake of future-proofing that. But at the same time, I feel like it won't get any worse than it is. Let me know what you think, but I think that's ready to whack back in the tractor, aside from the rust. But I'm happy with that. I spent a long time faffing about with that, thinking I'd swap the motors, but there's nothing wrong with it. This is perfect. Compare it to the other one. It's going to fit in exactly the same spot. That is an improved part, I think, because it looks a lot better built. This is going to be perfect. Alright. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one. Like and subscribe.